as you know, I'm an unapologetic pro-vaxxer. I'm also a person who's a proponent for human rights, but I'm going to tell you right now that I'm a pro-discovery decision person. So just get comfortable with that right now. Discovery is making the right decision, and I'm telling you the annals of history will prove them right. And I'm saying this because, as I said, I think back in like June 2020, no corporation can afford the stop-start nature of, we've got another outbreak, we've got to fog the offices, and everybody has to go home and work from home. Think about companies like airlines. Think about companies like tourism sites, hotels, and the like. Being interrupted by the prospect of killing somebody on your watch means that you have to overcompensate by shutting down operations every single time. If more and more of us are vaccinated, a company can say, okay, please can that person work from home? And we will isolate the area that that person used to work in, but the rest of us can carry on working and keep on earning. By the way, for those of you who say life comes first, not only are you keeping people alive through the vaccine, but you're keeping people alive by allowing them to continue to earn in the company in which they work. And I happen to trust an actuarial force like Discovery. I know normally when I'm talking about Discovery on this show, it is after I've come out of an operation and I'm like, oh my word, everything is so expensive. But in this particular situation, I must focus now. Adrian Gore, obviously, as a thought leader and as a business leader, I have immense respect for. And Discovery, in terms of the risk mitigation that they take, whether it be in favor of the client or the company, I know that they are outstanding risk mitigants. Even if it doesn't work out for me necessarily when I go to hospital. But they are working very hard to mitigate risk. And I trust their ability to be risk mitigants. And one could, Peter, our guest a little bit earlier, Patrick Deal earlier, the lawyer, made a very good point that it's not just that they woke up with a policy, they're implementing government policy. One could apply this from something as light as black economic empowerment, which, by the way, is government policy, is not mandatory, but many of you, business owners, fly under the radar and don't implement it, even though it is government policy, and then you complain when the tourism minister doesn't give you money because she's only giving money to people who do black economic empowerment. There are consequences to ignoring government policy, but it's not mandatory. Similarly, here we are with a government policy that says people should be vaccinated, and they are saying we are choosing to be vaccinated. Now, there will be consequences for those of you who choose not to follow government policy, which is being endorsed by one of the strongest risk mitigating companies in the country. It's literally their business to mitigate risk. They have experts in there to mitigate risk. There are a number of things that have come out from Discovery subsidiaries recently. Discovery Life, we spoke about the other day, maybe 2 weeks ago, increasing policy contributions for people who refuse to be vaccinated. They're kind of saving you money, asking you to get vaccinated. So for me, between that and the likelihood that one could compare this all the way from BEE all the way to, for example, if we were in a state of war, which, by the way, we happen to be up against this disease. I feel very strongly that if there's one thing I can say about this move by Discovery is congratulations and well done, Adrian. Well done for leading the charge, using the expertise that can guide other corporations to have the bravery to say, this is the mandatory call in my company. By the way, you don't have to work at Discovery. There are other companies. As you heard from Patrick, it is not actually legally an affront to you if many other companies do the same. You can still start your own company. It doesn't preclude you from earning money. It doesn't infringe on your human rights. So don't try that flailing at the wind, like windmill arms at the wind. It actually is the protection of broader human rights, and I feel very strongly about that.
Breakfast with Refilwe Moloto
on Cape Talk.